Lake Superior is the most heavily fished of the Great Lakes, which makes the DNR's surveys of lake trout populations all the more important. The research helps the DNR when it comes to establishing regulations for anglers large and small.
2809.
It gives us a better estimate on how the lake trout are doing in the lake. They do a lot of length, weight, and measurements, and they do maturity on the fish as well. And they take that information back to the office and run it through models, and that way they come up with quotas for everybody.
We do this annually, and it's similar to what the Census Bureau does in census human populations. We do this with lake trout in Lake Superior.
Part of the DNR's research program involves tagging some of the fish to study survival and migration patterns.
It's like having a pulse of the population, and so we try to study and estimate the key mortality sources, and one of those is the sea lamprey, which is a non-native parasite that has a strong effect on lake trout populations. And we study that on lake trout by looking at the wounding rates of lake trout, and this is in partnership with the Sea Lamprey Control Program, which actually goes and controls lamprey populations.
The other major factor in lake trout mortality is fishing, which is where the safe harvest quotas come into play. Another study that aids the DNR in determining survival and mortality is diet.
To see what lake trout eat helps us understand how well or how poorly they grow in the population, and sometimes when food resources are limited, lake trout forage on anything they can find, and we do see insects and birds in their diet often.
While the fish are cataloged en route back to the harbor, the researchers extract an important structure from near the fish's inner ear to work on back at the labs.
We extract structures from the fish to age them, and we use otoliths, and what we do is cross-section them and look at them under the microscope. And they have rings similar to tree rings, and we count those to age the fish. And mortality is derived from that by looking at the changes in the number at each age across the age classes, and that gives us an estimate of the survivorship in the population.
Due to this year's prolonged ice cover on Lake Superior, the Lake Char was delayed in getting started, but now that it's back in home port, the crew can begin assessing this year's catch. In Marquette, Kevin Terpstra, ABC 10 and CW5 News.